Welcome, everybody, to the next semi-annual movie draft. We had so much fun doing this back in the fall when we did our fall movie draft, when this motherfucker next to me stole no other choice from me. And there's going to be even more of that coming this time around. As we do, this is the first time that I've ever done this, and I couldn't have assembled a panel of people who I trusted more to do this with me. This is the overall 2026 movie draft. So we are going to be doing this draft very similar to how we did the last one. We will be using a wheel in order to select who goes first. We're going to be doing it snake style, so going around and then back. And then that'll be determining who has, what picks. What's it called? And so we have 5 categories this time. Once again, like I said, some categories that are similar to the last one that are different. We are going to be drafting a blockbuster, an auteur director, an A24 or neon movie, a horror thriller, and a wild card entry. But first, let me introduce the panel of drafters. First, to my left, to the people's right, if you're viewing this, we have Mr. Jack Uffert, the Swerve Master himself. Jack, happy to have you back on, dude. You ready to draft some movies and steal some more movies that I want?
Yeah, I'm ready to do that, and I'm just gonna go like off the dome. So I don't really have like a constructed like list, so it's gonna be like really funny.
It's going to be fun. Like I said, the goal here is I just want as much chaos and as much arguing as I have come to expect from this group of guys every time I put them together as humanly possible, because that way that's going to be even more entertaining. Next, below him, my Talkin Lost co-host. We were just talking about a really, really fun episode of Lost, as well as the possibilities that the Cosmere has in terms of being adapted now that it has been bought by Apple TV+. Luke of Luke Reviews. Given how last draft went and how you unexpectedly had some of like the best picks that I feel like nobody would have seen coming, how are you feeling going into this draft?
Well, I also picked Avatar, which is probably the most obvious blockbuster left. So again, I'm now I have a full year to take from, so it's going to be even more chaotic than before.
Yes, absolutely. Bringing the chaos. That is what I expect from these streams. Next to him, a recent addition, but one that, again, every time he comes on, he is just full of that sage wisdom that I absolutely love. And I'm going to be really interested to see what choices he picks this time around, considering he had some interesting choices, to say the least, in the last draft. Mr. Pat Sweeney, Motion Sweeney himself. Pat, happy to have you back. Are you excited for this draft and what choices
I
you
am, and I'm pretty hungover from watching the Royal Rumble at a bar yesterday. So there you go. There's my mindset.
All right.
Yes.
That's the right mindset is what I'm hearing there. Yeah. And last but not least, he's been on several times. He will be going on to continue our Paul Thomas Anderson rewatch series, which we just started this past week. We premiered our episode of Boogie Nights this past week. Had a lot of fun doing that with him. Luke of the Franchise Addicts. Luke, happy to have you back. You were not on last year's draft, but it's going to be very interesting to see you on this year's draft. Have you ever done like a draft of any kind before? I'm assuming you've listened to the big picture, so you understand like kind of the basis for it.
Yeah, and I'm a annual fantasy football loser. We used to, at the start of our podcast, the Franchise Addicts, we used to, after each franchise, do a draft from the franchise. So we've done a Batman draft and an Alien draft. So looking forward to this. I am wearing my Giannis jersey just while I can before he eventually leaves the Bucks and destroys my life forever. So yeah, that's what 2026 has in store for me.
All right. Well, all of that being said, like I said, you guys know who I am. So let's draft. Now, I'm going to share the screen with the wheel again. Hopefully, we can actually get like somewhat of a working order this time around, or I'll just figure out like who ends up going first, and then we'll just like, kind of go counterclockwise from there. So I'm going to share the screen. Hopefully, this actually works this time. Okay. Share. All right. You guys can all see it. So this will determine who goes first. And then from there, we will kind of just go. I'll figure out if we're going to go in a counterclockwise or a clockwise order. So
there are 2 Lukes on there?
Yes, you and other
I'm the blue one. Let's just say that. Okay, there's no E.
Okay, I'm not going first. I'm not doing this.
All right. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm not going first.
Wow.
I don't want to go first.
It's going to be you again. No.
All right, Jack, you are up first. All right, so Jack will go from there, and then we'll go in clockwise around. So, Jack, you have the first pick, the first draft pick, the first pick overall. So, what is your category, and what movie are you choosing?
So I don't know if this is like a sci-fi or post-apocalyptic movie, because the way like I read the plot description, it seems like it. But fuck it, I'm gonna go with Digger, which is the new
right.
Alejandro Inarritu movie with Tom Cruise. Seems like it's going to be like Bardo, but with a bigger budget, and Tom Cruise just like acting crazy. The only thing we only know is like it's his first like dramatic role in like a long time, and I'm really excited for that just alone.
And just to be sure, you're going with that in auteur director category?
I think so, but like also it's like
that would
a
work.
sci-fi movie.
It could be, but I don't have a sci-fi category, and also I don't know if the budget is big enough for it to qualify for blockbusters.
way.
I think it's like a mid-budget level, so that would have to be your auteur director.
Well,
pick.
okay, all right, yeah. So I'll just put it in like auteur.
All right, so we have Jack's first pick. We have Digger for auteur director, and that being for Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu.
Good thing you spelled it right, because if you spelled it the other way, then we would have a problem.
Well, you know, I'd like to think that I would be able
Number
to
one overall pick. Are we just gonna let this go?
I mean,
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I'm excited about it.
got
Yeah.
the
I don't know.
first pick.
Yeah,
Got the first pick. That's the rules.
That
It's
teaser did a
dealer's
lot
choice.
for me.
yeah.
Listen,
It might bite me in the ass,
I'm
but
I
excited.
just saw him
I'm
dancing
excited
around
for
with
it.
the shovel. That's all I need. I don't
Hey.
care at all what this movie is about.
Yeah. No, the director was talking about like having long takes and Cruise hitting like every block and every mark perfectly and emoting perfectly. And I'm like, that sounds like the perfect mix of him and his action stuff and his dramatic stuff. I'm like, yes, thank you.
It really is. Not to mention the fact that I mean, just a killer cast around it, like Sandra Hüller, Riz Ahmed, Michael Stolberg, John Goodman, to name the few. Like, yeah, this is already one for the ages. So yeah, I am very, very, very much excited for that. All right, Jack. So that is your first pick. Moving down to Luke. What is your first pick of the draft?
Well, I'm going to be extremely boring and go to the auteur director, and with my one movie that I have to see. If I don't see anything else, it has to be this one. It'll be The Odyssey by Chris Nolan in auteur. I don't need to worry about that category anymore. Yeah, I've been a Nolan fan since I saw Interstellar as a wee lad, and I was like, oh, this is what movies can be. So again, Odyssey. Whole thing shot in IMAX, giant cyclops, everything. So, yeah, I don't think I'm alone in that opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm just being boring and number two overall somehow.
I mean, I'm mad that you took Nolan, but I'm also not mad because I completely understand why. I mean, if anybody was good, again, you took Avatar in the last draft, you took Nolan for this one, so that makes perfect sense. And I mean, yeah, it's safe to say The Odyssey is on all of our most anticipated lists. We're all just really excited to see how Nolan is going to apply his signature kind of, directing tradecraft that we all know and all love to the ultimately like the greatest epic story ever told, the first epic adventure story ever told, if you will. So moving over to Pat. What is your first pick?
I'm gonna switch it up. I'll go to horror thriller and I'll take Werewolf. Robert
All right,
Eggers.
nice, Robert Eggers.
Ooh,
So
that's a good one.
yeah, the good thing about the Odyssey coming out in the middle of the year is that is my most anticipated. But once that's gone, still have this coming out on Christmas on one of the last movies I'll see of the year. So that's just I can't wait for that.
Yes, exactly.
I think it's gonna do well at the box office too because Nosferatu really caught an audience. So I think. And they just wrapped production. They said it was the most like grueling thing ever. So I was just like, you know what, 100%, absolutely, can't wait for it.
I'm excited for that, especially if you, me, and Mike run it back the same way that we did Nosferatu that year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun to say the least.
Yeah, it's his birthday today, so
yes, it is. Yes, it is. I already wish him happy birthday too. So.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
Yep. All right, Luke. Go, other Luke. Go. This is not going to be confusing at all.
I'll be Lucas for this episode only.
Today. Luke, you want to hear something even funny? I even wrote down what's it called, The Odyssey under the wrong Luke. So that's really funny. What's it called? But don't worry.
Take it.
Nope, you have not picked yet. So what is your first pick for the draft?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Blockbuster, and I'm gonna go Dune Messiah.
All right, Dune Messiah or Dune 3, as it is officially titled, off the board.
It should be Messiah.
It should be.
Yeah.
People get too pissy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Denis Villeneuve. This has been the franchise of the last 5 years. Happy to have this pick.
All right. So Dune 3. Like I said, the adaptation of Messiah, which I just recently finished, it is the complete antithesis to the first Dune. There is little to no action in here. It is mostly just espionage and thriller. It's going to be really awesome when it pisses off absolutely everybody. When it comes out, I am so beyond excited. This is like one of my top 3 most anticipated movies. And now for me, I'm actually surprised. Because none of you picked one of my choices because, well, all four of these choices are on my most anticipated for the year. I don't think that I have been more excited for a movie quite like this. And sometimes I just need to make sure, I just need to go over the other picks in order to figure out which category I would be better off drafting this choice in. I mean, I have a couple of different options right here, but I think that, I think I have to go for it in this category. So starting off for my author director choice, I'm going with arguably the dude who started the blockbuster, and I'm going for my author director choice. Sorry, as I'm trying to drag out space with the drum roll. Disclosure Day, author director Steven Spielberg. That is my author director choice. I could have taken this in blockbuster as well, but I'm going with author director, the Berg himself, Steven Spielberg. I'm very, very excited for this. This looks to be a much needed change of pace after West Side Story and The Fabelmans, which those two movies were good, but they definitely need to be
nice.
Hey, listen, they seem to be settling into I'm just an old man now who creating homages to my past. Which I'm like, that's cool, but like Aliens, this is what got us into Spielberg in the first place. And we're doing like a modern day conspiracy thriller around aliens with Josh O'Connor, Emily Blunt, Colin Firth, not Farrell, Coleman Domingo. Like, I'm so in. I don't even care about the CGI deer who look like in the Sam Esmail movie. This is one of my top 3 most anticipated of the year. So Disclosure Day is my selection for author director. And then since we're going in snake style, Luke, franchise addicts, we are going back to you. What is your next choice?
All right. So let me know if I can't do this, but I think it's eligible for auteur director. I'm going to go with Godzilla -0.
Ooh.
He's auteur-ish.
He's auteur-ish. How many movies
he
has
wrote?
And that counts,
I
I guess. Yeah.
All right. He wrote and directed Godzilla -1. He is writing and directing Godzilla -0.
He's also the VFX guy.
I'll allow it.
Like an extra step.
I will allow it. All right. So Godzilla -0. I have to make sure I get this right. All right. So Godzilla -0 for your auteur director. All right. Talk a little bit about it. Why are you so excited for this one?
So I love Godzilla movies, especially the more modern ones, now that they've finally figured out the special effects on them and stuff like that. I think they're quite entertaining. Godzilla -1 just absolutely blew me away. I think the common thing that I see when people talk about this movie is I knew like Godzilla could excite me, but I never knew it could make me cry. Godzilla -1 is that for me. It's one of the best movies I saw the year that it came out. So very excited for this follow-up to it.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Godzilla -0. And it has a release date as well. It's coming out the first weekend of November. So hopefully we'll be able to watch it.
Award season. Good for them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Man, hey, listen, the last one won visuals. So
absolutely
should be eligible. All right, Pat, back over to you. What is your second choice?
Oh, man. All right. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to go A24 Neon.
All right.
And it's A24. I'm going to take The Entertainment System is Down.
All right. Now this
which is
Ruben
Osterland. Is that the how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Osterland.
Yeah, this just the premise of this is the passengers of a lengthy flight contend with their boredom as the plane's entertainment system is broken. The cast is Keanu Reeves, Kirsten Dunst, Daniel Bruhl, Samantha Morton, Nicholas Braun, Tobias Menzies, a few others. That I wasn't like the biggest fan of his last thing. I was good. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was like great, but the combination of that with this cast and this premise is just it sounds hysterical. And this had to beat out a few other A24s and stuff. Yeah, but I'll take this.
There's a couple of interesting caveats with this. I'm actually glad that you brought this up because very similar to you, I do feel the same way. I was not a fan of Triangle of Sadness at all. Very, very much kind of
too long. 3 hours didn't need to be 3 hours. Man. I like long movies too, but like
too long, and I felt like the middle section just meandered and it kind of lost it. I feel like if it was just the first hour, like those first 20 to 30 minutes, specifically like from the dinner all the way leading into the apartment, I think it would have been perfect. But it's that middle section on the cruise ship where it just loses me. But now it's an interesting caveat about this movie. So this movie, entertainment system is down, which again has exactly the premise like you were saying, was originally supposed to be going to Cannes this year. However, they had a lengthy production process and they are still in post-production process. And in a recent interview with World of Real, Ruben Austin, the director, did say that they are waiting until the end of February as far as whether they're going to, as far as before they make a determination as far as whether they're going to put it in this year's con or next year's con. So it's still in that weird spot of it could still open next year, but there is a chance it gets delayed to next year. But because it's not official, I'll still count it for this year. So entertainment system is down. Your A24/Neon choice. All right, Luke, moving over to you. What is your next choice?
It's still quite open, but I am in fear of not being with a A24 Neon pick, so I'm just gonna go with this one because it's the only one I found like, oh, I'm genuinely interested in that, and it is supposed to be coming out this year. It's not confirmed, but it's like pretty likely. That is The Backrooms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Which I'm like,
Yeah.
if you can make a movie out of like a little YouTube like analog horror thing, and you've got the same guy who created the horror film doing it, so I think that could be fun. Like an internet almost meme thing makes it into a movie, so that could be something pretty fun.
Yes, absolutely. So the background.
So I'm putting that in A24.
Yes, directed by Kane Parsons, like I said, who was the creator of it, and I believe to this day the youngest creator that A24 has ever worked with, born in 2005. So if all of y'all just want to feel just real old and be like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Go with that one right there. So that's actually a really, really good choice for A24 Neon. The Backrooms now. Jack, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that once we go back to you, that you get 2 picks this round as well, in which that's how the snake style draft. So what are your 2 picks for this round?
Okay, so is there like a horror slot?
Yeah, horror thriller.
Okay, so I'm gonna go something super crazy because I actually really liked the director's last movie. But Jane Schoenborn has a new film coming out this year. Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Misma.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce like the last letter of that, but yeah, like I was a big fan of like I Saw the TV Glow. It grew on me, and I think this new one might be her like biggest film yet. I think Hannah Einbinder is in the movie.
Yes.
And Gillian Anderson, and it's just basically kind of like a deconstruction of like the slasher genre, but like set in like a camp. I don't know anything too much about it, but if it's kind of just like I Saw the TV Glow with its like really slow kind of psychedelic filmmaking, then yeah, I'm in. I'm definitely in. And I think since I Saw the TV Glow has like a lot of like cult status over the past couple of years, I think this might be like the bigger one that could actually like put her over the top this year. But yeah, that's just me. And then second, my neon pick is Fjord.
Yes, Fjord. Yes.
Yeah. This is the Kristen Mingulu movie. I haven't been a super fan of his work. I did really like 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, but I wasn't really like the biggest fan of like RMN. But this seems to be, I think, his biggest movie to date, with like Sebastian Stan and Renai Rensva. And just I think just like the overall like casting of like those two actors is really gonna like sell me as a whole for like the movie. And I'm like really excited to see more of like Sebastian Stan in like this era of like post Marvel roles. But yeah, that's just me.
Except he's under Two-Face.
Yeah.
Also.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be Two-Face. That's gonna be even more fun when we do.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. But yeah, I just want to check something real quick. Okay, got it. Perfect. All right. So now, Luke, we are going back to you with continuing with the snake draft style. So since Jack already had his next 2 picks, Luke, going back to you, what is your next pick?
Yeah, well, Google tells me this has a budget of 100 to 150 million, which I would believe, and I'm guessing half of that is just going to the leads. I am not interested in fashion whatsoever, but I have a strange love for The Devil Wears Prada. So I'm putting the Devil Wears Prada 2 as my blockbuster. The first one made 300 million. I don't know. It's like a weird thing. I just love that movie. I think it's probably Meryl Streep's best performance. And I want to see what the hell they do in the second one, because everyone's back. The director's back, whole cast is back, and we only got a teaser so far. But I'm putting that in as my blockbuster.
Right. Devil Wears Prada 2 has officially been selected. Pat, going over to you. What is your third choice for the draft?
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this in wild card instead of blockbuster. I'll take the Adventures of Cliff Booth.
All right. Adventures
Steal
of
it from
Cliff Booth.
somebody.
Yeah.
Don't really have to say much. Tarantino script, David Fincher, Brad Pitt again. I don't really think. Yeah, I don't know. There's not really much to say. It's just.
We really don't know anything about this. That's the thing.
No, I don't really. I think everyone's gonna be interested if they if Leo makes a cameo. They said no, but it'll be funny to see if that does happen. But that's about. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just one of the best things about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was how just lived in, especially the Cliff Booth section of it was. So it'll be interesting to see how different it is. The mesh of the two is going to work. Yeah, I mean, Tarantino's a bit of a dick with the Paul Dano stuff, so that doesn't help. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know. There's not really much to say.
Yeah. All right. So you have Adventures of Cliff Booth in your wild card. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, I have a feeling this will be good, and I am very excited, especially if they drop this in July, which means this will be opening up like opposite the Odyssey. Like I'd assume like a week or two before. That'd be very interesting. Yeah. I just realized too that so far in the 2020s, Fincher and Nolan have both released movies in the same year for like at the same time. They both had movies in 2020. They both had movies in 2023, and now they both have movies coming out in 2026. That was just like an interesting trend that I noticed.
I think this is Netflix, though. Isn't it just Netflix?
It is just Netflix.
Yeah.
Yep, it is just Netflix.
So that's probably going to premiere in the summer, right?
It probably wouldn't be. I wouldn't be surprised. Do not rule out a con premiere. I would not be surprised if they try to do like it at out of competition at con.
I think there's still like Netflix bias.
Oh, that's right. Con hates Netflix. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so if it's in the summer, it's in the summer. But unless they move it to the fall.
It is.
Yeah, you're right. All right, and now Luke, going to you. What is your next choice in the draft?
So I want to take my A24 Neon. There's one that's risky because it doesn't have a set release date. I'm going to take it anyway, just because I'm very intrigued by it. I'm going to go with The Death of Robin Hood.
Nice.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Michael Sarnowski, he did Pig, A Quiet Place Part 1 or Day 1. It's starring Hugh Jackman, Jodie Comer, Bill Skarsgård. Like I said, doesn't have a release date. It's A24. I hope it comes out this year. Feels like Logan. I think this is going to be really cool if it comes out.
Yes,
absolutely. It got a trailer. It'll be out this year.
It has a trailer. It's coming out this year. It's just a matter of when. It's going to be interesting because as of right now, there is an untitled A24 horror that is slated to be coming out the weekend after Memorial Day. So that weird like end of May, beginning of June slot. I don't know if they'll put Death of Robin Hood or Backrooms there, but I have a feeling it's going to be one of those two. That being said, I could also see Backrooms coming out later in the summer, like for either the Materialist or the Eddington slot. So we will see. Now, over to me. Now, I believe that I have 2 slots here, and I think
you take 2 slots last time.
No, Jack did.
No,
I did.
No,
Yeah,
I mean, then in
You're
your first go,
supposed to at the end.
you were supposed
You're
to.
supposed to at the end.
No, but you missed one, right?
I probably
I
was.
think you missed one. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably did.
You have to pick 2 here.
Yeah, so I'm picking 2 here. Yeah, so
Or
I'm
4.
gonna go with
Or 3?
no, just 2. I'm just going with 2.
3.
All right, so I am gonna go with I'm gonna go with 2 kind of bonkers. Oh, but I have a chance. I have a chance to really fuck somebody over here. Okay. All right. No, I know. Okay, I know which 2 I'm going with. Let me just write them down. All right. So I've heard excellent things about this movie, and Luke, I am actually quite shocked.
Honestly, I got so carried away with The Devil Wears Prada, I completely forgot about this.
I'm like, come on, dude. How did you miss this? It was sitting right there. You've been being hyped up about this movie for ages. You have been on record for how much you love The Martian, and now you just let me take this one. I'm going with Project Hail Mary for my blockbuster choice. I know.
Oh, that's a good one.
Shocker. I thought I was going to go with Avengers Doomsday. I really thought Avengers Doomsday was going to be it's going to be really funny if no one picks Avengers Doomsday for
I wouldn't.
Because it's a coin flip movie. It could be a total mess or good. Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. So,
If I wouldn't have gotten Dune, I would have snagged this.
Yes. I just have to check one other thing for this. I got to make sure that I have the right director. Yes. Okay. So, sorry. Yeah. So Project Hail Mary is my blockbuster spot. Yeah. It's Phil Lord and Chris Miller are finally returning to live action for the first time in over 10 years since 22 Jump Street. It stars Ryan Gosling as a middle school teacher who's recruited to go into space in order to solve some equation that could save Earth. And also halfway through, he interacts with an alien. Don't worry, this movie is not going to be over 3 hours. It's going to be just about 2.5. It's going to be absolutely spectacular. And oh yeah, that's a really entertaining tweet that you just put in our group chat. That's really funny. So that is going to be my blockbuster choice. And then for my A24/Neon choice, I'm actually going to zag. I'm going to go with Neon. Now, there's this director who released a movie that went right to Netflix, and it was one of my absolute favorite movies of 2023, that being Fair Play, starring Alden Ehrenreich and Phoebe Dynevor. And now her next movie is coming out this year. It is going to Neon. It is called A Place in Hell. I have no clue what the premise of this movie is. I only know that it's going to star Michelle Williams, Daisy Edgar Jones, and Andrew Scott, which that's all I need to hear. I don't know what this movie's about. I don't care. If it's as good as Fair Play was, I'm very, very excited for this one. So that is going to be, so those are my blockbuster and A24 Neon choices: Project Hail Mary and A Place in Hell. So Luke, going back over to you. What is your fourth pick?
I'm going to go for my horror movie, and I'm going to grab Evil Dead Burn.
All right.
Ooh, yeah.
Sebastian Vitek coming back to the franchise after Evil Dead Rise, which when we went through the Evil Dead franchise, I listed as I believe the second best Evil Dead movie. So very excited for this follow-up. These movies have kind of gotten better when they've been doing the remakes. So very excited for this Evil Dead Burn.
All right. Evil Dead Burn in horror thriller. Pat, back to you. What is your fourth pick? You still have blockbuster and alternate director left.
Yeah. Also, Evil Dead Rise has the best credit drop. Like,
for sure.
In the opening, just 100%. I guess I'll do blockbuster. I'll save auteur. You know what? Can I guess we'll leave it up to you guys. I'm gonna take Resident Evil. And blockbuster.
That counts.
Which again, I think I said this last time. Normally, this would not be anywhere near my list of Resident Evil movie, but Zach Krager coming off of Weapons and Barbarian, basically doing a movie in the world of the games, but it's going to be apparently a point A to point B movie. So it'll be just like a mission, I guess, or whatever, and it's going to drop a bunch of lore on the way. I can't wait for this. We got the cinematographer of the Crow. So it's I'm expecting really great things from this. So yeah, that's my blockbuster.
Interesting that you took this in blockbuster, not auteur director, because Zach Krager meets all of the criteria for auteur directors. That's an interesting choice. We'll see if that comes back to bite you in the ass later on. Luke, going over to you. What is your fourth pick?
For my fourth pick, I had to get my superhero thing in, but it's the one that I actually have a lot more faith in than the other movie from this studio. I'm going with Clayface in my horror thriller.
Interesting.
If they're trying to make a body horror out of a Batman villain, like okay, because the DCU hasn't been off to the hottest start as we might have hoped for. So this could be like a completely different thing in the superhero movie sphere, at least. So hoping the best for that. And if Robert Pattinson shows up at the very end, like even better. I don't think he will, but
I think it's in the DCU. I don't think it's in his world anymore. I know.
A man can dream.
I know.
A man can be delusional.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes, indeed, he can. It'd be cool. It would be cool, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Unfortunately, I think it's gonna be James Gunn's Batman that he will probably end up directing because he can't get anybody to direct that he likes. All right, Jack, and then going over to you. So I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, Jack, I think you have two picks again. Yeah, because you have two and then I have two left. So that way, it's just one more round each. So Jack, you have blockbuster and wild card left. So what are you going with?
Okay, so I think the wild card for me, I'm debating about this because I don't know if it's coming out this year. But I'm gonna go with Cry to Heaven, which is the new Tom Ford movie.
Yeah, okay, awesome choice.
So the thing is like it's a 10-month shoot. He's wrapping up before Cannes, and I think he's aiming for it to come out this fall.
Okay, you think we're gonna get that this year?
Because like I'm debating either that or the new Lee Chang-dong movie, Possible Love. So I might actually just go with like the new Lee Chang-dong movie, Possible Love, because that wrapped up. It's his first movie in like 8 years. The last movie he did, Burning, which was like easily one of my favorite movies
shit,
the last
Burning.
couple
Burning is great. I love
Yeah.
Burning.
of like years. And I think it's his time. It's definitely his time for like an Oscar nomination. He usually makes a lot of films that are like kind of like all over the place in genre, but I think this is kind of like a return to his like older style of like filmmaking with just making like a bottle drama with a bunch of characters going through some things. And yeah, Netflix has it. It's definitely going to be like part of like the Venice and like TIFF lineup. And yeah, like I'm just really excited. Like it's been a while since I've seen like anything from like Lee Chang-dong.
So real quick, so that's gonna be your wild card pick, and what's the name of the movie again?
It is Possible Love.
Possible Love. So that is your wild card, and then what is your blockbuster choice?
So my blockbuster pick, I'm just gonna go with Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
All right,
Like
easy choice.
well, yeah, it's an easy choice, and also I have a really soft spot for like Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
So like I'm just excited for another like Spider-Man installment.
Especially one that's also going to be including the Punisher, the Hulk,
Yeah,
Tombstone, possibly Sadie Sink as Jean Grey or another mutant character. Yeah, solid choice. And also, like I said, we're finally changing up directors. We have Destin Daniel Cretton directing this time around, which again, I will say that after having, I have watched 5 of the 8 Wonder Man episodes, and I gotta say, best Marvel TV show in years. Not that that's saying much, but best Marvel TV show in years. And so if Destin Daniel, I know, Pat, I know that's not saying much, but if Destin Daniel Cretton can bring to Spider-Man what he brings to the show, I'm very excited to say the least. So that is
the action set picks look better than the last like movies like already. Just the on set, you know, with him on wires looks like better. So yeah, 100%.
okay.
definitely. Yes, absolutely. All right. So you have all of your picks. So Luke, that goes back to you for your final. I can fucking type. Since my fat thumbs just do nothing but cause typos. All right. So
really
you
coming
have
out
wild
this
card
year?
left. That is your last category. So
Let me
pick and
check
choose.
If this is really coming out this year, everything says it does release on the streaming service. Oh no, we're not watching that. No, I was gonna pick the Avatar movie that's coming out, but no,
That is coming out, but it's going directly to Paramount.
Yeah, I'm lacking faith in that. So I'm just gonna go as we said with the coin flip. It could be incredible. It could be a mess. I'll just go with Avengers: Doomsday.
All right.
The teasers are doing their job. Half of them at least. The X-Men one is
Half of them.
incredible.
Yeah.
Like the X-Men one and the Fantastic Four one. There's definitely like someone standing next to them edited out. So whoever that is, if it's Doom. So finally getting a proper Cyclops. So again, wild card. Could be really good. Could be really bad.
Yep, exactly.
It's definitely interesting to say the least. Either good or bad, it's going to be
A
fascinating.
true wild card, if you will. Only Marvel can play around with this many people, and this much money, and be like, it could work, it could not. We'll see. You'll have to show up in order to find out. Pat, going back to you, you have auteur director left. So who is your auteur director choice?
I guess you guys can tell me if this guy does count, but Martin McDonough.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So then
yeah.
100% Wild Horse 9.
Wild Horse 9. Good choice.
Great.
Didn't know that movie.
I can't wait for this. I think 3 out of his 4 movies, definitely 2 were my favorites of the year that came out. In Bruges is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yep.
I loved Banshees 100%. And then, this one, you know, Sam Rockwell, John Malkovich, Parker Posey, Steve Buscemi, Tom Waits again. It takes place in Chile. CIA operatives going from the capital to I think Easter Island. That's all we really know about it. I just, you know, this could be my favorite of the year because that tracks for this guy. So 100% goes on my list.
Yes. Wild Horse 9.
Yep.
Good
Not
fucking choice. All right. And Luke, your wild card choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a video essay on In Bruges coming out in the next couple
Nice.
weeks. I'm gonna go with my heart here. This movie could be horrible, but I'm intrigued. and that is The Social Reckoning.
All right.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I should have picked also that new Luca movie, but I don't know.
Yeah, Artificial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of like burned out by him right now.
Yeah, I drafted
So am I,
After
yeah.
the Hunt in the last draft, and then I didn't even end up watching the movie. So I think
Well,
I'm
yeah,
done.
you got wrecked.
It's all right. It's
Right now.
decent. It's it's whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed just kind of it seemed tired. Honestly, it seemed like it was dealing with a tired subject matter, and that's also my worry for Artificial when that comes out. It's like especially because Artificial comes out, it's probably going to come out like around the same time as The Social Reckoning. So I'm like, do I really want to watch like 2 back-to-back movies about like just absolutely shitty, terrible, evil tech CEOs who have just ruined our lives? Like, do I want 2 movies like that?
I mean, that's my shit. I read a lot of that about that, but that's my shit.
Man. Yeah, I'm just like, okay. So Luke, so you are excited for The Social Reckoning, which is being both written and directed by Aaron Sorkin this time.
Yeah, I'm a humongous Aaron Sorkin fan. Unfortunately, he's following up Trial of the Chicago 7, which wasn't fantastic.
Oh no, you forgot. You forgot about the Oscar nominated Being the Ricardo. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. God, Sorkin, why do you have to do this to me? Why do I have to defend you all the time? I love Aaron Sorkin. I hope this movie's good. He's back kind of in his wheelhouse again. Just make a good movie. The cast looks sick. Jeremy Strong, Jeremy Allen White, Mikey Madison, Bill Burr. It could be horrible and be derided the entire year, or we could get a Oscar frontrunner. So
yes, indeed.
Didn't he have a good? What was that? Jessica Chastain movie? Didn't he do one of those?
Yeah,
Or
Molly's
am I-
Game, which was really
Yeah,
good.
there you go. Yeah, I like Molly's Game.
Not critically.
I liked
well
it.
received.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
So now over to me for my last 2 choice. Oh man, there's a lot of movies that I could still pick. There are a lot of movies that I could still pick. Oh man, this is tricky because there's like because I did the same thing when we did the last draft because me and Mac both drafted Now You See Me 3 and Tron Ares, which are movies that we kind of knew were going to be bad, but we didn't care because we were just looking forward to them. There's a couple movies now. Here's the thing: I don't know if. Because I have 2 movies actually that are opening in the same weekend that I'm just like ridiculously looking forward to, but I feel like that's going to cut a couple of others. So like you have Psycho Killer, which is opening at the end of February, which looks really good. That's from Andrew Kevin Walker, I believe is the guy's name, the dude who wrote 7. You have what's it called? You have where is it? You have this movie, Faces of Death. You have the drama, which tells him to draft. You have Hokum coming from Neon, the Adam Scott movie. You have Obsession.
Yeah, can't wait for
Which is
Hokum.
going to which went to Blumhouse after Neon. You have I Love Boosters, which is the new Boots Riley movie. You have Power Ballad from John Carney. You have Scary Movie 6. There's a lot that I could choose. There are a lot that I could choose. God damn. Hold on. I just got to go over it one more time. I already picked A Place in Hell. Ray Gun. Paper Tiger. Okay, I got it. So in my wild card, I'm gonna go with Here Comes the Flood, which is the new Fernando Meirelles movie, which stars Denzel Washington, Robert Pattinson, and I forgot who the third person is. I think it's Daisy Edgar Jones.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, so Here Comes the Flood. I just have to read the premise of this movie because the fact that this movie is going to Netflix is just absolutely insane. So this movie involves a bank guard, a teller, and a master thief getting caught in a deadly game of cons and double crosses. I don't understand why this is going to Netflix, but this could be really, really, really cool. And then for my horror thriller, I am going to go with, because I want these to be movies that I'm actually looking forward to. There's also the Glenn Powell movie, How to Make a Killing, that's coming out soon. Horror thriller.
Darren Aronofsky's new AI movie.
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't just hear you say that.
It's a series.
I'm gonna
It's
pretend
a
like
series. It's even
Oh,
worse.
series.
Yeah, it's even worse.
Save that for best TV series that we're looking forward to.
horror thriller. Oh man, I fucked up too by not taking Street Fighter and Wild Card. I really, really wanted to know. Oh, I got it.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Not Mortal Kombat 2. I know what I'm taking.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Masters of
No,
the
I'm not
Universe.
taking Chronicles of Narnia. Not taking any of those. Oh, I am looking forward to it. We'll be watching all of those movies opening night. So I took Here Comes the Flood for my wild card sucks at like kind of Netflix movies going
The
there.
Strangers Chapter 3.
So now this is going to be really funny because this is going to be a movie that technically should not qualify for anything other than the fact that it is the director involved. I'm actually kind of surprised that because I just got to look it up because I just the premise of this, and I'm just having like a hard time realizing that this movie is actually coming out. But my final selection for the 2026 movie draft in the category of horror thriller. The irony being that we don't actually know if it's going to be a horror or a thriller, but given the director who's doing it, I think it's safe to say M. Night Shyamalan's Remain, written by Nicholas Sparks. The premise for this movie is New York architect Tate Donovan. Yes, Jake Gyllenhaal's character's name is Tate Donovan. I am not making that up. That is right there on the draft. Heads to Cape Cod.
Better than the rapper from the last movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
Whatever that one. Not the last one, the one before.
Yeah, played
Or you
by
mean Sedan?
yeah,
Mid-sized
Sedan,
sedan.
portrayed by Jon Stewart actor Aaron Pierre, which is hysterical. Heads to Cape Cod to design a summer home for his best friend seeking a fresh start after being treated for acute depression. Still mourning his sister's death, he meets Ren, a young woman who disrupts his carefully ordered world. Okay, so the girl is going to be a ghost. We already are going to predict the twist going in. And but they're going to save it until the last minute. They're going to jerk you around, make you think, oh, she's not a ghost the whole time, but she's going to be a ghost at the end. So yeah, I don't know if this is going to qualify as horror or thriller, but I don't care because any chance that I have to shoehorn Shyamalan in, I'm going to. So with that being said, those are all of the entries into the draft. So now I had to go through and carefully peel through each one. So my choices. So just to recap it, I went with Project Hail Mary for my blockbuster, Disclosure Day, directed by Spielberg for my auteur director, A Place in Hell for A24 Neon, Remain, M. Night Shyamalan for horror thriller, and Here Comes the Flood for wild card. Luke of the Franchise Addicts, you picked Dune 3 for your blockbuster, Godzilla -0 for auteur director, The Death of Robin Hood for A24 Neon, Evil Dead Burn for horror thriller, and The Social Reckoning for wild card. Pat, you chose Resident Evil, directed by Zach Kreger for blockbuster, Wild Horse 9 for auteur director. The Entertainment System is Down for A24 Neon, Werewolf for horror thriller, and The Adventures of Cliff Booth for wild card. Luke, you picked Devil Wears Prada 2 for blockbuster, The Odyssey for auteur director, The Backrooms for A24 Neon, Clayface for horror thriller, and Avengers Doomsday for wildcard. And Jack, you picked Spider-Man Brand New Day for blockbuster, Digger for auteur director, Fjord for A24 Neon, Teenage Death and Sex at Camp Miasma for horror thriller, and Possible Love for wild card. These are some fun picks. Not nearly as chaotic as I thought it was going to be, but for the most part, some very, very, very fun picks. So stay tuned throughout the rest of the year to see our reviews, our coverage on each of these movies in terms of determining the success rate of each one. I'm also glad that we didn't go with any that are coming out in February because Wuthering Heights, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, Nirvana the band, the show, the movie, and Crime 101 are all coming out in the next couple of weeks, as well as Psycho Killer and Wasteman. So I'm glad that we didn't pick anything that was coming out relatively too soon. But it's going to be fun to go throughout the year and see which of these movies work out and which ones of these didn't. And of course, I love the blatant category fraud in which we just kind of throw movies in wherever we can fit them. So that was a lot of fun. So before we wrap up and get out of here, do you guys have any thoughts? Because this went a lot shorter than I thought it was going to. Do you guys have any thoughts, any things that you want to say going forward as far as what the year for 2026 could mean for movies, as opposed to what's it called? Oh no. Oh dude. Oh, that's funny. Hold on. Mac, that's actually really funny. You literally just joined right as we wrapped up.
Oh my fucking god, dude! I am so sorry. I was knocked out.
We're sleeping.
Oh shit!
Somebody had a fun night last night.
Oh my god, I was fucking knocked out. I said, "Oh shit!" I saw everything, and I was fucking out cold. Well, shit. This is my Cleveland Browns moment. I'm so sorry, guys.
Maybe Mac needs to pick the winner. You just need to look at the list for 10 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, Mac. Actually, this is actually a good thing. So I'm actually going to send you, since we did just finish drafting, I'm going to send you the list of everything, and you go over our choices and you determine which one. I mean, I don't even know necessarily if there is going to be a winner or not, or you just determine which what's it called? Which category is your favorite? So I just sent you each of the draft picks. So peruse over it and let me know what you think.
Okay, so let me see. We got Dom, we got Luke, Luke again, Pat, and Jack. There's two Lukes, so they Jesus Christ. So let's see. The Digger. Let me see. You know, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with Luke with the E.
All right, franchise addicts, Luke. You are officially, technically, the winner for right now. Mac, what led you to make this choice?
So I like his choice of blockbuster being Doom 3 because Avengers Doomsday is literally the same day, but I think that's cool for this trilogy to wrap up. I think the death of Robin Hood looks really interesting with it. Godzilla minus zero. That's definitely an all toward choice because I'm so excited for that one. And then the wild card with the social reckoning, I have to agree because we don't know how the sequel's going to turn out because this is just Aaron Sorkin. There's no David Fincher involved with it, so. Seeing what Aaron Sorkin's gonna do with this new like kind of part two, like where Facebook is now, is gonna be interesting to see what the sequel to Social Network's gonna do.
Yes, absolutely. You have any commentary on any of the other choices that have been picked, or rather, movies that were not picked as such?
I'm noticing there's not a lot of excitement for Avengers, and there's only one Marvel movie I saw. And that's Spider-Man. Y'all aren't excited for Doomsday?
Not really.
No, I have it in wild card because we don't know if it's going to be good.
Nah,
I think it'll be a mess or it's gonna be fun.
I will say shout out to Pat, man. You put Resident Evil, man. I'm actually excited for that because I love Resident Evil, and hey, it can't be worse than Silent Hill, am I right, guys?
No. Yeah, I saw that as a double feature with Mercy the other day.
Oh God!
Ooh.
You probably watched
And it got worse because Mercy was awful, and then I went with that after, and actually I couldn't believe it. I've never done that where I've seen two awful movies and it got worse in the course of the day.
Oh yeah, I saw it at there's like this I forgot what it's like not RPX, but it's like AMC's like own RPX. I forgot what it's called.
Mercy?
I think so, or X. I don't know what it's called, but like it had like the rumble seats with it.
It's bullshit. He sits down and he's looking at a screen the whole time.
Oh yeah, no, it was hilarious because like the first like 10 minutes of the movie, like it's rumbling and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And like this guy's like strapped up like on the chair, like with his toes out and everything, and he's just like, he's yelling at like at what's her name like the whole time.
Rebecca
It's
Ferguson.
Hilarious.
Oh, how the mighty!
It's like who did it? Oh, the other named actor in the movie. It's like I wonder.
Well, yeah, and it's a whole funny thing because like you're just watching it, you're just like, wow, like this is like an invasion of privacy. Like they're just like hacking like all the phones and going like, hey, this did this did that, and like, oh god, it was so bad.
No, the highlight of that day was the dude's in Silent Hill, the dude's Party City beard that he had in the big climactic scene. Absolute highlight of the two movies. Dog shit.
Oh, it's good to see that Hollywood can still deliver us bullshit from here on out. Oh man, this was fun. Mac, glad you were able to get in for the last minute. We will be seeing you next week when I hop on your sports movie draft. So that'll be a lot of fun. Luke and I will be reviewing the Super Bowl also next week and all the trailers that drop during it. Which, by the way, Luke, we could be getting our first Doomsday trailer during that. So we
got 4 trailers already.
Yeah, I know, but we could get an actual trailer. We could get an actual Dr. Doom.
Who knows if any of those scenes are even in the movie?
It's true. We don't know.
Knowing them, we don't even know.
We really don't know. It could be just bonus material at this point because we know
just Ian and Patrick doing Waiting for Godot.
Literally, and like it's to the point where I'm like, wait, I'm pretty sure we already saw this in Days of Future Past. So
we
had that exact scene. And I love how too they're coming out now and trying to be like, oh yeah, Days of Future Past is essential viewing now. And it's like, yeah, no shit, it is. Of course it's gonna be essential.
It's a good movie.
It saved The Last Stand. Like it makes Last Stand essential viewing.
Yes, and then Apocalypse
just because
and then Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix came out immediately afterward and just scorched.
They don't exist. They don't exist. No.
It's true. It's only
you jump right to Logan from Days of Future Past. That's
true.
What you do.
It's true. Which by the way, the fact that Logan is like the next like logical follow-up to Days of Future Past is kind of insane when you think about that.
It's a good double. It's a great double. It's awesome.
It is. It's very depressing, but it's a fun double feature. All right, let's begin the wrap-up process here. Jack, where can the good people follow you on the interwebs?
So I am currently doing Sundance. I'm probably gonna do like 2 more movies today, just out of nowhere. But you can find my YouTube channel, Swerve Master 18. SWERVEMASTER18. That's where I'm going to like review all my movies that are coming out of like Sundance. And then you can just like follow me on Letterboxd from like those links on my YouTube channel, because like I don't want to like say too much, but yeah.
Perfect. All right, Mac, you still there?
Yes, I am.
All right, where can good people follow you on the interwebs? Even though you didn't get to partake in the draft, but I'll make sure you get it on the next one.
You can follow me on my YouTube at Mac Movie Reviews, on my Instagram, same name. Like Dom mentioned, he's going to be on my channel. We're going to be doing our sports movie draft this coming Saturday. It'll be a lot of fun. One Punch Man will make his return.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed, he will. I may shave my head again, just exactly for that. Oh man, Luke, where can the good people follow you on the interwebs?
Okay.
Lucas, sorry, I just oh shit! Wait, I just realized I gotta differentiate now.
I'll go first. You can follow me at Luke Reviews on YouTube, but mostly I leech off Dom and what he's built here. We're talking Lost, and I keep spoiling it for myself every week by guessing what's going to happen next.
You're the best predictor of Lost that I've ever met, honestly.
I'll tell Pat my next theory after we wrap here.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely. Sure. Yeah, it'll be really great. Pat, where can the good people follow you on the interwebs?
You can just check out my letterbox. It's a Motion Sui 77. Yeah, I'm on Letterboxd. Also, by the way, shame on none of us for taking the new Werner Herzog or Joel Cohen movie.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's for sure. I forgot about those. Yeah. Those were coming out. But in fairness, the Werner Herzog movie doesn't have a release date, and neither does the Joel Cohen movie. We're just assuming that those are opening at con. And then Luke, Franchise Addicts. Luke, where can the good people follow you on the interwebs?
Yeah, the Franchise Addicts everywhere. And then I did move all of my movie and TV essays over to my own personal channel. So if you see my name, Luke, my last name starts with an S. I won't say it on here just in case. But if you find me out there, or if you see Franchise Addicts reposting someone named Luke, that's me. And I just did a leftovers essay on Kevin.
All right, awesome. Definitely go and check that out. And be sure to also check him out on the installments of our Paul Thomas Anderson rewatch series, which will be getting released weekly. We have Heart 8 coming out this week, so make sure you guys stay tuned to that. It's going to be very interesting, breaking down Paul Thomas Anderson's directorial debut and how that kind of got yanked away from him. You guys can follow me with everything going on at Movie Nerd Reviews across all platforms, at Official Talkin TV Podcast across all platforms. Make sure to follow all of these gentlemen here. And as always, people, we will see how many of these movies really do stick the landing this year. And as always, people, 12 seasons in a short film, and watch more fucking movies. We will see you guys in 2026.